Doctor had said that it would hurt being outside with my eyes over the next couple of days, and he was right. Told me to wear sunglasses, so I have been, but I came outside, and even with the sunglasses on, still kind of hurts. But it made me think of Mrs. Walker. I'm pretty sure that was her name. She taught a special class for the blind, where they were segmented off, not mainstream at that point. Mainstream somewhat in some of the classes, but they also had a special class for the blind, and I had one period a day where I worked with Mrs. Walker's class, I think my senior year, maybe my junior year, and I was supposed to learn Braille, which I worked at, and I became very lousy Braille with a Braille writer and that kind of stuff. And when she saw me struggling to learn Braille, which I guess really shouldn't have been that complex, she had me start reading books aloud. And back in those days, books weren't on tape on a regular basis, and so they had a reel-to-reel tape player, and I would sit in a little closed-off room and read in silence books, chapter by chapter, for Rusty and some of the other kids on campus who were either vision impaired or completely blind. I read textbooks, I read novels, I read science fiction, I read whatever Mrs. Walker had hand off to me, and I would go in, and after I'd worked on my Braille for a while, I would go in and sit in a little room and read out loud into a reel-to-reel tape recorder, and then shut it off at the end of each chapter. And I thought about how many chapters come into our lives, chapters where, because we're not particularly good at something, we have the opportunity to learn something else. And for me, that was learning how to read into a tape recorder and just talk when no one else was there. And now I do that all the time. In fact, I'm approaching my 150 chapter or episode of these little Motivated in 2 minutes, and made me think about the opportunity Mrs. Walker gave me so long ago. Because I wasn't strong in one area, she didn't let go of me. She just tried to find another area that I could be strong in. You know, there's an area in your life where maybe you're feeling like, this isn't my greatest strength, I really need to work at it. But what it also may be pointing you towards is an area where you have an even greater strength. And it doesn't mean you have to let go of the one. I don't remember anything about the Braille writer now other than it was a funny little steel machine that you pressed down on keys and it kicked out something. And I'm sure it's been replaced by computers decades ago. But I do remember sitting in that little room. I don't remember the titles of the books or the many texts that I read. But I remember sitting in that little room, her expecting silence, and reading, thinking about the people that I was reading for. Because of Mrs. Walker, it's what I do now. When I do this in the afternoon, I think about you. Sometimes I think about you by name. Sometimes I think about you by your family. Sometimes I think about just exactly one person who might decide to make a change. But her not just kicking me out because I had a weakness, but instead finding something she felt gave me a greater strength. Gave me the opportunity for today. There's someone that you're working with today, beside yourself. And you may have cast them aside because of their weakness instead of saying, you know, maybe they have a greater strength and giving them an opportunity in some other area. When someone gives you an opportunity in an area where you felt like just quitting, don't quit, don't walk away. And when you give that person that opportunity, try to be encouraging and positive the way Mrs. Walker was with me. And keep people connected. Because when we're connected, we can be the miracle. My friend Susan Badu likes to say that they're bricks that are built on bricks that lay a foundation through regardless whatever our trauma has been. And those bricks build us so that we can be connected to one another and set the foundation and the walls and the entire building for what we need to do with our life. Hey, I don't know what you're doing with your life today. I apologize for the sunglasses. Hopefully by morning, it's going to be 100% and those eyes are going to be good to go. God bless you. Hope to see you Sunday at Central Community. But until then, be the miracle in your family. Without you, without the opportunity that you make the most of, your family doesn't have a miracle, your neighborhood doesn't have a miracle, your community doesn't have a miracle, and miracles matter. We need you to be the miracle in our community today. Be the miracle. God bless you. Have a great day.